Peace, peace, peace. I don't got very much time, so I'm trying to wait for some people to come in here. But if y'all don't show up, then I'll just have to state my points, and then you can watch this later on. So I'm trying to figure out why y'all think that voting is going to make a difference. Like, we've been voting for almost 100 years now, and things have not gotten any better. That's on all levels. That's not just on a state level. So this ain't just Waterloo. This is all cities. This system was not created for freeing you. That's what you got to understand. This system was not created to be fair to you. Y'all keep thinking that eventually y'all gonna vote somebody in that's gonna make it fair. It's never going to be fair. It's a business. It's a business that thrives on locking people up. You have to use logic for a minute. Now, if it was actually black people at the top and we were the ones controlling the system, peace. Do you think that we would lock up our own children? Why don't y'all use logic? I'll say that again, if it was black people at the top and we were the ones running the system and we were the judges, we were the police, we were these politicians, would we lock up our own children? Will we lock up more people that look like us? We wouldn't do that. You have to understand that this is by design. This has nothing to do with whoever they put in that seat. So y'all taking this as a personal attack against the mayor when nobody's attacking him personally. Maybe he believes that he can make a change in that position. I've studied. There is no change there. The system is white supremacy. It don't matter who sit in that seat, y'all. Y'all think that just because he's in the seat, he can make changes. The laws and the regulations are written for white supremacy. It don't matter who they put in there. They get paid to lock people up, y'all. What's good, bro? They make a lot of money locking us up. The people who sit in those positions of power know this. Like I told y'all before, the system, they have fucking contracts with the prisons and the jails to keep them at 80-something% capacity. What don't y'all understand about that? They have contracts to keep these places at 85% capacity. It's not about justice. Y'all can't go down there. Y'all gonna be crying when it's y'all loved ones getting shot down by these police or locked up by them, but y'all think that y'all keep on going and voting is going to help y'all. It's not going to help y'all. I'm just saying that if you're gonna go vote for this shit, don't cry. Don't be crying later on when your loved one is the one being locked up. Or you're the one being locked up. Oh, this bullshit, man. That's some bull. Stop doing that crying shit. Take that shit on the chin if that's what y'all gonna go do. That's what I'm saying. You can't complain and cry about some shit, and then when it's time to vote, watch these people go out and kiss the baby to secure y'all fucking votes, and y'all go out and go crazy. Oh, he took a picture with me. I'm gonna support him. Who gives a fuck about a picture? Picture this. Picture your child going to prison doing the same shit that you did. Picture these motherfuckers beating up your fucking children. Picture them splitting up your children's fucking families like they did us. Picture that shit. Y'all got the wrong fucking picture. Y'all only see the shit when it's wrong. Y'all don't see shit when they out there campaigning for y'all fucking votes. Y'all don't see nothing then. This is not a personal attack on the black people that go and sign up for these jobs. Because some of them really think that they can make a change in that position. They haven't done no research or studying either. They just looking for a job. Y'all think these people know what they doing. Some of them don't. It's a job. And the job is locking people the fuck up. The job is taking people's freedom. And it's crazy that some of y'all argue with me. Especially the ones that's been to prison. Especially the ones that sit in front of these fucking judges and know that they was getting more time because they're racist. How can you justify that? How can you justify when you thought it was bullshit when you went down? But now all of a sudden it's time to go out and vote. Let's go vote this man in. It don't matter who y'all vote in. They're never going to change. They make money off of you. That's what I mean when I say slavery. That's just like, this the same as this, okay? If I'm making money off of something, why would I want change? If I'm selling dope, why would I be out here preaching to the fucking dope heads to get better? Why would I want them to get better? If I'm selling dope, why would I want the dope heads to get better? That's going to take money out of my pocket. That's what y'all don't see. You'll never see a dope boy preaching to the fucking drug addicts to try to make them do better. He's not going to really want change for them. Why? Because that's going to take money out of his pockets. That's the reason why shit will never change. Y'all can keep on voting whoever the fuck y'all want to vote. It's not going to change. That's money out of their pockets. They have to keep these jails and prisons at 85 fucking percent. They have a contract with the prisons to keep them at 85%. And when they fail to keep them at 85%, they get taxed. They get sued. That has nothing to do with justice. That's what I mean when I say you're a slave. That courthouse is a slave auctionist. Y'all getting sold to the highest bidder. Y'all people that y'all put in those positions don't understand that. They think they're going to make change, some of them. Some of them is just pure sellouts. I'm not calling nobody a pure sellout because I don't know. But if you refuse to be informed and you get in those positions and refuse to understand them, then at some point you got to be a sellout too. Make that make sense, y'all. The Indians don't vote. The Amish don't vote. The Indians got their own fucking rules. Why don't y'all want to be kings? Why you think shit is unfair but don't want no change? And not willing to change? Y'all being used. And everybody on my comments, none of y'all is in here. Why ain't none of the people that's doing all the championing for this in here? Because y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. That's why y'all can tag that man and put him in here. He's not going to jump in here and say shit. Why don't you take this up with him? Why don't you say something to him? Why don't you come down there and say something at the meeting? I don't live there. I got the picture. I left there because I know what's going on. Y'all votes don't fucking count. Y'all only 13% of the population there. Who can y'all vote in? Y'all can't vote in nobody without their vote. Y'all don't have no power there. I'm trying to give y'all knowledge. I actually love my people. I'm trying to tell y'all that shit is a business, man. Why is y'all voting in that? Y'all only voting to be slaves. Y'all think I'm fucking crazy. I've done the research. I've read those thick-ass books. Y'all ain't read none. You can't sit up and argue with somebody if you ain't read shit. Some of y'all don't even know what the fucking job description of a mayor is. I put it in the post. To handle the city's day-to-day operations. That sounds like a fucking business. That's what they're doing. It's business as usual. Y'all gonna say, oh, things is getting better. Where? Where are things getting better? It's not the distribution of wealth, because that's still terrible for you guys there. It's not the incarceration rate, because you guys are still getting incarcerated more. It's not housing. Things aren't getting better in housing because you guys are still getting unfairly housed. It's not in employment because you guys are still not making as much as your counterpart. It's not in policing because you guys are still getting racially profiled and harassed by the fucking police. Where are things getting better? Where are your numbers? Numbers don't fucking lie. Waterloo was in the top 10 worst places for black people as far as distribution of wealth, as far as poverty, as far as all these things. And none of those things has gotten better. It's actually number one now. Waterloo is actually number one worst place in the United States of America out of 20,000 or more cities. And it just became number one within the last couple years. Because y'all don't understand how racism and white supremacy works. It always gets worse under a black face. Why? Because then people can't scream racism. It takes away your ability to be able to say, man, this is racist. Oh, no, you got a black mayor. You can't say that. You got a black police chief. You can't say that. Why y'all think that black police chief left so fucking fast? That man wasn't in office a whole fucking term and he was gone. Why you think? Because they wanted him to pussyfoot around, and that man was not finna sit up there and sell y'all out. Y'all can't even respect a real motherfucking black man. He got tired of watching y'all get sold out by them people, so he left. And y'all talked about him for leaving. I respect the man that gets in a position and understand that they can't change anything and has more respect for himself to be able to say, you know what? I ain't gonna take this check. I've tried. There's nothing I can do here. Y'all respect the man that takes the check and smile in y'all face and take pictures with y'all and kiss y'all fucking babies and kids and shit, but can't do shit for you. He's not gonna change shit. Y'all still getting locked up. You're still the majority going to prison. You're still getting pulled over and harassed. Your children now are being pulled over and harassed. What is changing? I don't want my child to have to go through that. That's the reason why I boycott it. You say, well, you can't boycott. Yeah, you can. You could boycott anything. I'll be damned if I continue to vote to be treated unfairly. I don't believe in voting at all, but if I did believe in voting, it would be voting for a reason. It would be voting for real change. It wouldn't be voted to still continue to be treated like a fucking slave. So why don't y'all use y'all power that y'all got for something that other than just going out and making a blind vote? That's what y'all doing. Voting blindly. You have to do some research. You have to study these positions. You have to know what it is, the job description of what he's supposed to do. So when he doesn't do it, you can hold him accountable. You have to first off ask for something. Y'all not asking for shit. Y'all don't go down there and say, hey man, we being racially profiled. They pulling us over. They not giving us our rights. They searching the car as soon as they pull us over for no reason. They asking to identify everybody in the car. That's unconstitutional. Y'all not going down there and saying none of that shit. But they doing it. Every time y'all get pulled over in Waterloo, them police don't think nothing about that black mayor. They pull you over. They identify everybody in the car because there's black people in the car. And they tell you if you don't, you're going to jail. Why ain't y'all going down there and asking that man, hey, why don't you do something about this? Y'all children is coming up in this right now. Your children is going to be racially profiled and beat by these same officers' children that beat y'all ass. But y'all just want to continue to go out and vote. Why don't y'all ask for something? That's my problem right there. Go ask for something. Hold that man accountable. Y'all talking about me go down there and talk to the nigga. I ain't got to go down there and talk to nothing because I don't live there. Y'all asking niggas that left to go down there and ask them questions. Why the fuck we gonna go ask them something? We left because we know the shit is fucked up and not gonna change. So many black people's lives have been messed up because of the police there. Of course. Them same police officers shot down my homie. I'm supposed to go down there and vote and to participate after they killed my nigga? You got me fucked up. Where's y'all loyalty? Y'all got me fucked up if you think I'm ever going to support that. And they tried to hide the shit. The whole police department wasn't even there. Oh, this. They covered that shit up so fast in our faces, nigga. And everybody was out there crying. Oh, man, that's fucked up. But then go out and fucking vote years later? Fuck that. Ain't no way in hell y'all gonna convince me for that. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Them motherfuckers come to fucking houses that's been broken in and raid the fucking house. They not supposed to do that. Because you black, somebody come break in your house there, they go raid your house. Oh, he must have been coming in for something. Oh, why couldn't it just been the same reason they break into a fucking white person house? Y'all don't raid those houses. Y'all raid all the black people's houses as soon as somebody comes there to break in because you assume that it's got to be dope in there. That's unconstitutional. Y'all ain't talking to Mayor Hart about that shit. Y'all don't hold him responsible for nothing. Like y'all not supposed to, but y'all supposed to ask him to ask them to stop. Y'all supposed to tell him, hey man, these police is pulling over our cars for no reason. They searching everybody in the car. They searching the car for no reason. And they telling us that they're going to arrest us for not identifying. You do not have to identify yourself as a passenger. When they was doing all the caucuses and shit for the last fucking sheriff, I put that in as a question. And you motherfuckers didn't even want to ask the sheriff why they do that shit. Oh, we didn't have enough time. No, because y'all don't want to ask them questions because y'all know that them motherfuckers gonna say something to y'all about it. If you gonna vote, you ask those questions. Wait a minute, my son is 18 now. He was just out and he got pulled over with his friends. They wasn't doing nothing. The police harassed them, identified all of them, and they're not supposed to identify you unless you're committing a crime. It's not a crime to be in the car with somebody. Oh, just make sure you don't have no warrant. That ain't what the Constitution say. Y'all don't read. These people violate y'all rights every fucking day. Y'all just be sitting outside and they pull up over there. What's going on? They can't do that. But y'all think that shit is okay. And y'all ain't saying shit to the mayor about it. I understand that. But you don't understand. We kill each other, bro. Okay. But you don't understand that we've been programmed to hate ourselves. That program don't come from us. That program don't come from us that you're talking about, cuz. That program comes from school. That self-hate shit comes from school. It comes from being taught white supremacy in school. Where you taught your ancestors were nothing but fucking slaves. That you ain't nothing but a slave. That they are the kings, they the queens and everything. White people this, white people started this, that's gonna create self-hate in anybody. Hey, accountability is accountability, bro. I ain't saying that we not killing each other, but I'm giving you the reason why. You gotta learn, you gotta know why. Do you think we created gangs? Bro, do you think we created gangs? Then why they got the same stars as the fucking police and shit, bro? Why these gangs got the same stars as the police? Why they got the same stars as the motherfucking armies? Why they got the same stars, bro? Where you think them stars came from? They come from us? We created those stars? Our ancestors had stars. They used them in different ways. We didn't create that shit, bro. That's what you got to understand. Them things was put in our communities to poison us. Drugs was put in our communities to poison us. Nobody forced them to join. Bro, you go walk through a neighborhood where it's nothing but gang members and you tell me you didn't get forced to join. It's your livelihood. You got to join for protection. The same way I had to join. How many white gangs in CF? I don't know. They got the biggest gang in the world. The fucking police department. The military. That's their gang. We don't stick together because I told you. We are trained to not unite and stick together. Proximity crimes. White kill whites as just as brown and brown. Yeah, exactly. It's proximity. You believe that we kill each other more than anybody else. That's not the truth. Everybody kills each other more than they kill people outside of their race. It's proximity. But this is what I'm telling you, bro. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Those systems were not created for you to be anything but a prisoner. Y'all can vote over and over and over and over again. It's not going to change your communities. I'm not taking a personal shot at anybody in those positions because some of those people believe that they can actually change something. What up, bro? Some of those people believe that. But I'm telling you, we've been voting for almost 100 years and nothing has changed. You have to understand that there's contracts that they have between the police departments, between the state, between the prisons. They have to keep those at 85% or they get sued. So somebody's going to have to go to jail. And like I said at the beginning, black people, if they were in that position of power, they're not going to hold their own and put them in jail either. So it's a perfect design system for racism. We can have our own system. We can be like the Indians. We can have our own government. Why do people want to continue to join theirs? Y'all saying we don't unite. Why don't we just create our own government then? Why don't we police our own children? We have that right. You can't sit up here and tell me that the Indians is doing it, but we can't do it. We are the Indians. I don't vote, cuz. I've been curious, what's the move needed in your opinion? In my opinion, we need to sit down with our scholars. We need to create our own government. We need to police our own children. We need to be our own. We don't need to go out and position for these jobs and be in the positions of places where these people, where white supremacy is what controls everything. That system is embedded with white supremacy. The police department comes from slave patrol. Directly from slave patrol. There is no changing that system. It doesn't matter. It don't matter if y'all voted me in. I wouldn't take the position, but even if I went down there, there's rules and guidelines to that position that won't allow you to make change. They have to make money. The city is a corporation. Go read it. Go read what a mayor's job is. A mayor is supposed to control the day-to-day organization tasks. That's what it sounds like a business owner does. That's a business, bro. The day-to-day organizational task is to make sure that the prison stays at 85%. That man is not going to go down there and say, hey, man, my people is getting pulled over. They getting arrested. They getting harassed, to challenge that 85% that he knows he has to keep in play. Or he might not know. The city makes money off of arrests and sending people to prison. The states make money off of arrest and sending people to prison. America locks up more people in America than any other country. That y'all gotta get that. America locks up more people than any other place in the country, in the world, bro. You're speaking facts, but it's two different arguments you're presenting. I mean, I'm just trying to tie things together. You know, of course, some of these arguments might be for a different place and time, but it's all relevant. True, cities have 10 to 20-year plans. True, that takes a program for everyone to fall into. How can we find good leaders or make good leaders who understand is a CEO for us to lead? We got to find people that don't want to be a part of this. We need to be creating our own. That's the answer to our problem right there. If the Amish and the Indians can police and govern themselves, we can do the same. But we're not going to get anywhere to voting in their system. Even if voting in our system was the answer, you guys have to ask for something. You guys have to go down there and hold these people to some type of standard. You don't do that. You don't even know what standards to hold them to because you don't know what their position entails. You got to know what their job is supposed to be in order to say, oh, no, that's outside your job, bro. Why didn't you do it this way? Why didn't you do that? But y'all too lazy. Some of y'all too lazy to go out and read the books. I opened up the books. I studied what these positions entail, what the police department, if you go read a police department's manual, even in Waterloo, anywhere, it's going to say that they're policing by consent. You have to understand that. Y'all don't understand that because you don't read the manuals. They have to police you by your consent. Consent means that you go down there and vote to be policed. You sign up to be a resident of that city and state. You're giving away your consent. That's your power, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That is your power. You're giving away your power to police yourselves by going to go vote for somebody else to police them for you. I'm not signing my children up for slavery no more. I'm not signing myself up to be a slave no more. I'm not going to go vote for these people to do that. They've had hundreds of years, almost 100 years to prove that they can change. They're not changing. That's just like staying in a relationship with an abusive fucking husband or wife and thinking shit gonna change. If the motherfucker can beat your ass and you ain't doing shit, they gonna continue to beat your ass. Then the mayor becomes your representative. That's what it means. A representative. He represents your vote. When you go vote for him, he represents you. So if you're going to give somebody that much power, that means you need to be going and holding them accountable. You need to be going and checking that power that you've given them. Like, hey, man, what's going on? How come we still getting racially profiled in our neighborhoods? Why the police just sit in our neighborhoods, but when you go to the west side in the all-white neighborhoods, you don't see them just sitting somewhere? Oh, because you guys need to be policed more than they do. That's not the truth. When you look at the statistics, it tells you that white people are more likely to be with contraband than blacks. They're likely to get less time than you guys. That's everywhere. So we don't need to be policed no more than them. But if you believe it's okay for that man to sit up there in your neighborhood, he's like a trap star, bro. He's sitting over there like a dope man, waiting for the dope head to come down the street. You don't want a fucking dope dealer in your neighborhood. You don't want the police officer sitting there. They both the same. They both don't want no change. Why would the dope man want the crackheads to not buy dope no more? Why would he educate them enough for them to stop buying dope? He don't love them. He loved the money they bring to him. Just like the police don't love y'all. They love the fact that you keep them in business. Them motherfuckers get high fives for all the arrests they get. Oh, great job, officer. You're at 1,000 arrests this month. It don't matter if he arrested y'all for some bullshit. It matters that he got an arrest. That's slavery. That's what it is. It's no way around calling it for what the fuck it is, y'all. If you want to be a slave, continue to do that shit. I ain't telling y'all what to do. But I want to open your eyes so you understand what the fuck you really doing. That's my job. My job is to give the knowledge to the people who want it and who gonna use it. If you want to continue to let that shit happen, just don't cry about it later on. That's all I'm asking. Don't be crying, oh, they just locked up my son. He didn't do nothing. He was just in the car. But you continue to vote for it. Why don't you stop something before it happens instead of waiting for the shit to happen and then coming to Facebook crying about it? They gave my son 10 years. It was his first offense. Hey, well, you voted for that shit? Meanwhile, they giving somebody that's white that did the same thing a lot less time than you're giving y'all. And y'all think that shit gonna change by going down there, vote, get out and clock your vote. It's gonna be worse behind somebody else. No, it's not. White supremacy is always worse under a black face, y'all. It's the same playbook. They've been using this shit since slave times. Why you think they changed the preacher to a black man instead of having a white man go up there and preach to y'all that this is right? Because they realized under that black face, they can get away with more harsh shit than when they had a white man going down there being y'all preacher. They running the same fucking playbook. Why don't some of y'all tag this man and bring him in here? If y'all won't ask the question, I will. Y'all want me to go ask him for y'all? I don't live there. I don't have to. I don't vote or participate at all. I'm not going to go ask no man for my freedom. I'm just saying, bro, I never had a problem with your take, my nigga. I'm just saying, bro, listen, me and you, I love my people. I can't sit up here and watch y'all think and be ignorant to the facts, bro. You've been in that system before. You know it's not right in there. So why continue to go down there and ask them for your freedom, bro? It's not going to happen. The slaves didn't go down there and say to the slave master, hey, man, can you help us out? Can y'all stop beating us so much? Them motherfuckers ran the fuck away. That's what I'm telling y'all. It's not going to change going down there and petitioning and asking the motherfuckers to stop doing what they doing. They make billions off of y'all. The prison industrial complex is $1 billion corporation, bro. It's $1 billion corporation. You think that they're going to change it because you vote? No. I don't have a problem with you not voting. It's public tear down, my nigga. What is public tear down? I'm giving you the truth. The problem is that we continue to vote. That's the problem. Y'all make it hard for people like us that don't want to participate in that by y'all going down there and vote. So when they start grabbing up the niggas that know the truth and that don't want to vote because it's slavery, y'all can just be like, yeah, that nigga was talking crazy. He should have just went and complied. He should have voted. The public teardown is y'all, bro, not understanding what's going on. You're tearing down your own communities. You leaving that shit for your children, bro. Be a man. Stand up for that shit. I don't want my children to face this shit, so I stand up now. There ain't gonna be no misconstructions of where I stand at. Our mothers and fathers and them left us to handle this shit. We would be cowards to sit around and not handle some shit and leave it for our children to try to handle that shit. We the men. We supposed to take care of this shit so when your son get old enough to walk the streets, he don't gotta worry about being racially profiled. We supposed to have this shit in order so when your son get old enough, he can be a fucking a mayor in our system, not in theirs. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we need our own stuff, bro. We don't want our children going up becoming a part of this shit thinking it's right either. We gotta stand up. We gotta put our lives on the line for it. I'm willing to die for my children. That's what I know you willing to die for yours too. But I'm saying that's how it's gotta be for some change to happen. You gotta be willing to lay your life down for your child. Do you want your son getting beat by Waterloo police, bro? I don't. I don't want my son getting beat by nobody. I don't want my son ending up in prison separating from his family for no reason. So I'm going to stand up. And I'm going to tell people when they sound crazy and ignorant by just doing some shit they don't understand. None of y'all read the shit, bro. Y'all don't understand what y'all doing. You get all these religious people that say this, but it says in the book that my people will perish for a lack of knowledge. So go get the knowledge, bro. Go get some knowledge. Okay, we prepare ourselves by creating our own system, bro. We create our own government. It sounds crazy, but the Indians are doing this. They have their own government. They have their own judges, their own police. We don't need to be a part of this system. That system is white supremacy. It's not going to change. The schools teach white supremacy. You went to school. You learned everything was started by white people. Everything created by white people. White people, white people, white people. Only thing you learned about black was they were slaves. That's going to make you hate yourself. It's called self-hate. Once you get taught self-hate, you can go out and kill and beat up people that look like you. Hell, you can even kill yourself. We need to stop that before it happens. We need to man up and teach our own children and stop thinking we don't have the time to do it. Oh, I'm not a teacher. Do you know that slaves taught their children to read and shit when they wasn't supposed to? So stop. We need to stop all these excuses that we not teachers. We not this. We got to become everything. Our ancestors were everything. We not as ignorant as we believe we are. We got to start believing in ourselves, bro. This shit came and started from us. Everything that was ever created on this planet by these people come from our people's blueprints, bro. There's nothing that we can't do. I homeschool. I do it. I'm not telling you something that I don't do. I'm not holding nobody accountable for the way my children are raised and what they learn. I understand what you're saying. I need to lead this shit. We don't need one leader, bro. That's the problem. Every time we get one leader, they take them out. We need to all be leaders. We need to all have the knowledge. I'm not up here to lead nobody. I don't want to be nobody's savior. I don't want to be the head of nothing. I want everybody to know this for themselves. So if they took me out, guess what? You know it. You can lead. You can lead your family. If we all leaders, we can all lead our families. That's how it's supposed to be. Now, if we get a good system where we put somebody solid above everybody to help everything organize, that's cool. But at this point, we need everybody to understand the agenda. I don't want to create another system that could be taken advantage of when they put another house Negro in there and say, oh, yeah, man, this is what we need to do. And everybody just go follow this house Negro that they implanted in us. That's the problem. They're always implanting a house Negro somewhere for us to follow, that because we don't have the knowledge, we go and follow. We all need to be knowledgeable, bro. We all need to know what's going on. So then if there is a house Negro put in there, we can say, hey, bro, no, that sounds like some house nigga shit, bro. That sounds like you leading us to the slaughterhouse, bro. That sounds like you don't know what you're talking about, gang. What y'all think is that I'm personally attacking this man. I'm not personally attacking none of these people in these positions. Some of these people believe that they can make change, bro. Some of these people just don't understand the system. I get that. I'm not personally attacking them. But if you just don't understand the system and you don't have enough knowledge to go, or even you don't want to learn how to change it, you've never studied, then you shouldn't be in that position at all. Because people are looking up to you. There's people's livelihoods that are being challenged based on what you're doing and what you're saying. You're being used. You don't want to be a puppet being used against your own people. See, look, it's not racist here. Look, we got a black mayor. Oh, it's not racist there. Look, they got a black chief. Oh, look, we got black people in the city council members. They're not saying it's racist. They're making enough money. How come you can't pull yourselves up by your bootstraps? You don't want to be that example when your people are fucking starving, when your people are getting racially profiled. That's the problem. It's individualism. It's not no unity. The people that work at fucking the people that work at John Deere is looking down on everybody else in the streets like, hey man, I did it. Y'all can go do it. That's not what's supposed to happen. That's the type of mentality that keeps us separated. We need people that go down there and say, hey, look, if this is not going to change, man, I quit and I'm taking my people with me. I respect the mayor if he said, you know what? I've been hearing all these cries about the police treating this. This is going to have to change. And they say, well, that's not going to change. You just get your black ass back out there. And he say, you know what? This is a position I can't take then. I've choose my people over this because he has to understand his son is going to have to grow up in that same community too. He don't get no favors. He going to be looked at as a nigga too. We got to start unifying. We got to start doing shit that makes sense, bro. We can't continue to do the same thing if it's got the same results. We've been voting for over almost 100 years. We become more slaves than we become free. So something's got to change, bro. It's just that logical. It's just logical. Things aren't getting better there. It's not getting better in America. More of us still going to jail. They making up and writing more laws under this system to keep us in prison longer. The judges is not judging things fair. When it's time for sentencing, your color gets taken into consideration. And those are facts. That's not a system I'm going to continue to support and vote in. If I know that it's no chance of me winning, why do I keep playing the game? It's like sitting down at the Monopoly table, playing Monopoly, and you watch the other motherfucker start off with quadruple the amount of money that you start off with. I'm not going to keep on playing the fucking game. I'm done playing the game, bro. Peace. I'm not playing it no more. That's how you make change. You become the change. Show your child how to walk in this shit. Slavery is voluntary. Read the Constitution. So when you go and vote, you volunteer for that shit. Why don't you take back your sovereignty? Take back your power. Keep it for yourselves. Vote for you. I ain't asking you to vote for me. I'm telling you to vote for yourself. Vote for your God. Vote for your Savior. It's not on the ballot. You got the right to vote for that. You believe, I'm not telling you what to believe in, but if you believe in something, vote for your Savior. If you're a Muslim, vote for Allah. You're a Christian, vote for Jesus. I don't care who you vote for. You don't vote for another man. He's never going to change nothing for you, bro. And if you read your book well enough, you would understand that you're not supposed to vote for nobody. Why don't you think the Jehovah's Witnesses don't vote? Because the Bible says don't idolize or worship another man. What do you think voting is? Point me in a direction I need to start to gain knowledge and take what you are saying. Bro, I will send you books. I will send you books. I got books that you can read that will help you understand what's going on. And I'm glad you at least said that, bro. That's some real shit. At least people, I respect somebody who wants to know. I know you want change, but just don't know how to get it. And that's where a lot of us stand, but we're too egotistic to ask another man for how'd you figure that out? And we're too ignorant to want to get a book to read it. So some people ask me, but then when I send them the books, they're not going to go read it. That's where it starts. It starts with us being willing to accept somebody to say, hey, man, this is it. And then saying, okay, well, instead of me just going against what you're saying and don't know what's going on, where'd you read that at? That's the best thing you can do is challenge somebody by going out and researching and figuring out how you can debunk me. I want you to debunk me. Prove me I'm wrong. For people that saying I'm wrong, go prove me wrong. I bet you in studying you will find out that I'm right. I got to get ready to go. This was only supposed to be a 30-minute talk. But what I want y'all to take from this is key. We can't beat this system by joining it. We all tried that when we were younger. You walking down the street, you in a Crip neighborhood, you think you're going to beat out the Crips by joining the Crips. No, you end up in prison somewhere, or you end up dead. Because I thought that I needed to do this to survive, I joined the gang. And it ended up getting me in more trouble than what it caused me safety. That's what we're doing here. Oh, man, I'm just going to become a police officer. I'm going to beat it. But then when you become that police officer, if you don't play ball, they're going to get your ass out of there. You can't sit up there and say, hey, man, you can't stop them motherfuckers from arresting somebody. Hey, look, man, he had rights. You weren't supposed to do that to him. They gonna say, what? Yeah, all right. Your ass going to be out of there. So there ain't no good people in those departments because they can't be. That's all I'm saying. We ain't met one good officer yet, no matter what color he is. Because they stick together. It's a military-like structure. Your officer, the commander, tell you to do something, that's what you do. You don't question the commander. You don't question the person next to you. You let them exercise that authority. It's not going to change from what we doing, y'all. That's all I'm saying. I ain't pointing the finger at one man because it wasn't Mayor Hart that set the system up. And he could be the brother that's thinking that he can actually change shit from the inside. I applaud his efforts to try to change. But if he can't make the changes there, then it is having the knowledge of running a system as a mayor. Why don't you become a mayor over here with us, bro? Why don't we start our own system and you can be our mayor, bro? You know how to run it. If you really for your people, then why don't you come over here? Why don't we figure out how to create that system, bro? You know it from the inside. There's some good cops, they just can't say anything. That's what I'm saying. And my cousin here, he used to be a part of the force. He knows. It's some good cops in there, but they know they got to stick together and they can't say nothing. You can't challenge that authority. You can't challenge another officer in front of everybody like that. Especially if you're in a department that don't got a whole bunch of diversity in it. They want to keep their job. They want to keep their paycheck. And that's understandable. You got to feed your family. But at the detriment of your own people and yourself, there ain't nothing that will make me trade my people for a check. I believe Malcolm X said it right. You can't have me go against my own people for a check, bro. You can't have, I don't give a fuck how much. They can offer me $200,000 a year to be a mayor. I wouldn't sit in that seat if I couldn't make the change. It's definitely a game. But I'll leave y'all with that, though. Whoever want books, inbox me. I will send y'all books. I will show y'all what I'm talking about. I'm not just going up here telling you something I don't know. Hey, I'll have a conversation with him in front of him about this. I'm not afraid of that. This man knows that I've been talking this same shit for years when they voted him in last time. Nobody ain't gonna tag him. He never comes to me and says, hey, look, brother, what's up? I hear you said this. Can I help you understand what's going on? Or can you help me understand what's going on? I'll give him some knowledge. But maybe he's too arrogant to ask for it. Maybe he just don't understand it. Maybe they telling him, man, don't listen to that, man. Don't worry about what he's saying. All those things is possible and all those things will probably happen. They don't want those people to get enlightened by real people who study this shit. I love you too, cuz we're going to definitely catch up. But I got to get ready to go clock in and get on this plantation. But I love y'all, truly. I'm not here to argue with y'all, and I don't waste my time doing this because I just want to sound like I know a whole bunch of everything. I don't do that for that, bro. I do that because the sooner y'all wake up to it, the better it would be for me and my children. I want better for us. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it just for me. I want it for everybody. So don't take this as a threat or anything towards y'all. I wouldn't sit up here and waste my time if I didn't love y'all, bro. You got to understand, they laughing at us. They looking at us crazy. I can't continue to watch y'all look crazy like this, bro. So we're going to talk about this again. Peace and love, everybody. Y'all be safe out there. If you're going to vote, ask for something. Ask for the change that you're going to cry about later on. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm saying. If that's what you're going to do, understand the power that you have in your hands. Don't just go down there and vote because you saw him kissing the baby. Oh, he kissed the baby. Oh, now we should go vote for him. Oh, he took a picture shaking my hand. He got my support. That's not how that works, bro. You got to bring something to the table. What you going to change for us? Is you going to re-educate those police on racial matters so that they don't go out there thinking we just fucking sheep to be slaughtered? I'll vote for that. I'll vote for that change. I don't vote. But if it was something in it for me, I probably would. Love and peace, y'all.